Hey everybody, welcome to our inaugural episode of Card Plays. I'm your host, Dave Walsh,
And I'm Grant Thompson, just along for the ride.
and Grant and I came up with this idea. We had a couple of videos, card playthrough videos, that just didn't work out. And like sound was bad, but the visual was still there. So Grant and I and Ted came up with this idea where instead of the audio happening as we're playing, we're gonna mute the audio and then we're going to just call the play as we see it, um, as it's unfolding in the actual YouTube video or the Octagon video, whatever, however we get it. And so we wanted to test this out with a quest that everybody knows, and so we can talk a little bit about decision points and things that are going on that's going to be different than what you would hear in a normal playthrough. So without further ado, Grant, let's just get started on this video here. Let's see what's happening here. If I
Yep.
can, if I can get it to play here. Okay. So it looks like we're going to be doing Passage Through Mirkwood with my famous Slippery Silvans. I remember when we did Silvan February back in 2019. That was a lot of stuff there. So look at that playmat. Isn't that a nice looking
Yeah.
playmat? That's a
It,
fellowship playmat, I think.
yes, it is. It says it's fellowship playmat right there on the screen.
Look at that. There it is. It was hidden by my microphone when I was when I'm now that I'm recording this. And let's see. So this is Passage Through Mirkwood and looks like Celeborn, Galadriel, and what?
Thurindia. No, Thranduil.
Thurndir now has the Sylvan trait. Everybody, yeah, it's Thranduil. I
Yeah,
guess.
we
Oh,
do.
I remember because I was still waiting for that pack to come. There was some issue with the pack, and it wouldn't get here, so I had to proxy Thranduil with a piece of paper, and I just wrote like what he did,
Well,
and
there was a
so
couple of cards you proxied during the first few weeks of running the Slippery Silvans.
yeah, I was so grumpy about. I was actually really upset about the about getting not getting it. I got it from CSI Cool Stuff Inc. And then I like sent an email to them, like it just got lost in the mail somewhere, and I was so grumpy.
Yeah,
So
so the beginning of the quest isn't really much to worry about for plot points. You know what you start off with up until staging.
yeah,
So it's not so much of a big issue.
yeah, and then you're starting with the Forest Gate in there, and the Forest Gate's one of those locations that helps you out. So that's pretty good. And then YouTube buffers. And then you have the other spider. What kind of spider is that?
That is the forest spider.
That's the forest spider, and that's engagement cost. I think is like 25 or something.
It is engagement cost
And
25,
I
and when it
was gonna say
and
that. Go ahead.
after it engages with you, it gets +1 attack.
Yeah, that forest spider is always kind of a pain in the neck. Like it's not a horrible enemy, but it's just kind of a pain in the neck. It sits there, and it'll probably engage you as soon as you play, unless you're playing some sort of crazy deck where the starting threat is below 25 and it sits up there. But it's always good to
Yeah,
get it out there.
I've got to try a mono golem deck at some point.
A mono golem deck.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, because the lowest threat cost enemy in this quest is a 5.
Oh, right. It's that East Bite Patrol or whatever, right?
Yeah,
So yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So
So
well, you could
mono.
do yeah mono golem that can't do anything because it can't have attachments or anything. You just have to figure out some way to sneak in all these big allies. Anyways, man, seems like I did a lot of talking about the setup for this for a quest that everybody knows.
It
Um,
does, doesn't it?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess I like to talk. Um, then I guess the starting threat here is 29 for these heroes. I know this deck pretty well, although I don't remember this playthrough because it is what it is. Um, but I still love Silvans, and I'm modifying this Silvan deck um, somewhat to a final form now that the game only has really like two or three more packs. I think that it's safe to say that I can finalize this deck at some point. Um, And so I found that there were a couple of weaknesses in it I was trying to avoid, and plus there was, what is a Sylvan deck without the what is it, the host of Galadrim's host.
Yeah.
So it's so I had to put that in there. Um, so yeah, look, I'm talking. I must be saying something really important here. I don't know what it is, but
Well, maybe you should go back and rewatch the video.
maybe, maybe I should just let it be and do this things. But I'm good. I also just a meta thing is I learned early on when I'm making these live videos to speed up the boring parts. Oh, there's a really big quest card right there. Yeah. Sorry about that, everybody. If you didn't know what this, if you didn't know what this quest was, there it is. It's the first quest, Flies and Spiders.
I just like the artwork, how it's just bearing in your face.
I know.
That spider bearing down on you.
Yeah. Pretty funny. Oh, so there's the Forest Spider, and there's the Old Forest Road, and so.
And the Old Forest Road is actually probably one of the nicest locations in the entire game.
Yeah, I mean, it gives you a good flavor in your mouth for being the first quest of the box, of the core box.
It lulls you into a false sense of security.
Yeah, right. And then by the time you get to escape from Dol Guldur, it's all over, right? So
by the time you get to escape from Dol Guldur, you're ready to hang up your boots.
Yeah, right. Hang up your boots from Erebor, right? So, so I guess everybody starts with one threat, and I'm going to decide whether I'm going to keep this hand or not. So. This will be interesting. I see the Nate Guide right on top. Typically, if I see the Nate Guide in my opening hand for this, it's pretty good. So,
and there's Steward as well.
There's Steward there. That's always good for this. And then I'm saying so. Oh, and I see Nenya. So my guess is I'm going to keep this hand.
I think you do.
I don't know.
I remember when we were doing this playthrough because it was the first one we did.
Oh yeah, it was the first one we did in the series where I was going to try to do this. So. So there I go. I'm going with my fancy graphics. So a couple neat guides. Haldir. The bummer about having Haldir is you can't treat people min when you have them in your opening hand. And then I learned very early on that you need to have the lore icon somewhere. So you need to have Nenya in order to play treat people. That was always a frustrating thing.
Yeah, and I think we forgot that twice in a couple of our videos,
right?
Where we were busy playing through.
I know. Like, I was so anxious to get stuff out. So there's my starting heroes. I don't do a half bad job editing these down so people can see it. I guess the meta is that Galadriel and Celeborn really work well together, really nicely. So if you ever want to put together a deck that sings, get every Sylvan card that you know, and then there's a little big freaking quest card. eight quest points isn't horrible though, so but it's big. It's a big 8. Oh man.
You just wanted to scare people with the look of those trees and that spider. That's all
it
is.
Yeah. What is the spider guarding there in that picture?
My guess is it's just coming out of the forest gate.
It just looks. Oh, maybe it looked like it had eggs in front of it. I don't know, but my guess here is that I'm going to put Nenya out, and then I'm going to put a Nath Guide out, and make sure that Celeborn doesn't exhaust a quest, because that Nath Guide definitely is. I don't know what I'm talking about, but in the video, but I bet you that's what I'm going to do, because that seems to be a normal thing.
That seems to be the most logical thing. Or you exhaust Galadriel and drop your threat and draw a card.
I'll probably want it to quest. So I don't know, maybe. And this is what's so great about this game, right? Is there's so many decision points in it, and that's what really makes the game awesome. I think if the game were simpler, I wouldn't like it as much. I just like making the decisions. You can tell by the way I'm moving my hands around. It's trying to figure out how to make decisions. So I play with the cards a lot, I guess.
It looks that way, man.
I know. This is actually kind of fun to sit here and look at these old videos and just talk about them and see what's going on. I bet you this
I can't even remember our decisions in this game.
I know.
I remember we did it together, but I can't remember any of the decisions.
I know. In Passage Through Mirkwood, you don't have a ton of decisions to make. I guess my first decision I'm going to draw. There's Island Amid Perils. I still like that. I think a lot of the community pans that card, but I still like it for some really good for some really good threat lowering. So
Island of Mid Perils is a phenomenal card.
yeah, if you're playing it in the right deck, I think
I
that's
mean, I prefer taking an Island of Mid Perils against some of the other Sylvan Return cards.
yeah.
Like the Tactics one, I generally pan the Tactics one
Oh yeah,
because
I don't ever run that in this deck because I never have a tactics icon.
and there you go. I think you just paid 2 for the Nath Guide. Oh
I
no,
didn't
Stuart.
know I paid 2 for the steward. Oh right, I should have known that's what I was going to do. Pay 2 for the steward, and then exhaust the steward and get 2, and then put the Nath guide out. So because it's a net.
Uh,
Oh, I
no,
can't
you
do
don't.
that because I put it on Galadriel. What was I thinking? Putting on Galadriel?
I
Why am I
have
putting?
no.
I don't know. What's
Oh,
because I
maybe
don't have
for
any
Haldia.
car.
Maybe for Haldia because
Oh,
she's got the
maybe
Boar.
because I'm thinking, okay, Haldir is a big attacker. And then next round I'll be able to play Nath Guide or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But wow, I do say that there is times at the beginning of the game that you wouldn't mind putting the steward onto um, Galadriel if it has, if it if you have what am I trying to say? If you have a lot of spirit cards in your hand, or I guess lore cards, but in this case, there's my proxy Thranduil going to go to the quest. So Celeborn goes to the quest for 3, and Thranduil for 1, so that's 4. And then if I want to, I guess I'm going to use
Galadriel.
Galadriel to add to that. How much is in the staging area? What's the
Forest Gate is well. The spiders walk 2, and the Forest Gate I think's 2 as well.
Okay. Look, I'm looking for some reason. I'm looking at Nenya. I'm like, oh, what's Nenya going to do? Okay, so I'm going to stage, and there's the enchanted stream. So what do I have?
That's 6.
So
6, yeah.
so now I'm going to pretend. How am I going to do this? Why didn't I bring out the Nath guide? I'm such an idiot. This is why I'm such a bad player at this game. And look, the glare on the screen, you can't even see that it's
For the enchanted stream.
the enchanted stream, but that's fine. So I'm going to have to somehow engage those spiders, fend off the attack. The attack gets bonused, right? You get a
Well,
bonus. I don't
yeah.
even know attack. Oh man, I didn't even
I
put out a
think what you
chump
do
blocker.
here is travel to the old road, ready Thranduil, defend with Thranduil, and then that saves you for next turn.
Okay,
That's the
is
play
that what
I
the
would do.
is that what the old forest road does? Is it ready as a hero?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we're right here. So it's kind of funny. Is it the old forest road or the forest gate?
The old Forest Road ready as a character. The
Okay,
Forest
okay.
Gate allows you to draw 2 cards.
Oh, well, I did travel to the old forest road, but it looks like we're waiting for YouTube to buffer. It's kind of funny that there's the old forest road, right? And so
Yeah.
I'm going to trade. So there it is. That was the reason why I did that. Was you're right. See, I'm not that big of an idiot, I guess. So I'm going to engage this guy, and then but the spider gets +2 on his attack, right?
+1. So attacks for 3.
Oh, okay. And Thranduil has a base 3 defense, so I should be
Yeah.
able to block it. Since I've published the original Slippery Silvan deck, I've added Ancestral Armor to it so that I can put it onto Thranduil and make Thranduil a +5, and that's pretty good. You have a lot of chump blockers, but there's some times when you just need somebody with um, five defense and 6 hit points, I guess. So look, here I am talking again. Okay,
So
as predicted, I engaged. What were you going to say?
I'm saying the defense for Thranduil comes in handy if you've got stuff like Ancestral Armor or other boosts because of the fact that some enemies can't be defended by allies.
Right. Yeah. And also just having a big defender helps. And not that 5 is huge, but there's, like you said, there's just some times when you need to defend with somebody like Thranduil, and like a chump won't help. So Like I'm telling everybody who's watching this, peace, peace. I'm gonna do this. So what did I do?
You dropped out the nate guide.
Oh, I dropped out the Nath guide. Look at that. That was a
You
dumb
see,
move.
so there I would have probably held on to the 2 resources
Oh, see,
for.
this is what I'm doing. I'm
Yeah,
Nath guide tree peopling. So I'm gonna look at the top 5 cards. Let's see what the 5 cards are. I'm just looking for one of those big dudes. Let's see if I can find a big dude. Oh, there's Legolas. I should probably take Legolas out. Doesn't matter, right?
I think you do take Legolas.
I mean, card draw. Card draw's good. So you can't play him if you're in your deck. I still get um, I still get embarrassed about the episode that we had with Chad Garlinghouse when I said that I don't want cards in my hand. Every time I see Chad, I love you. I just screwed up. It was early on trying to elaborate on why I don't want cards in my hand. So I've said this a
Well,
million times. It's not that I don't want cards in my hand. It's just that I don't want them to sit in my hand. So if they sit in my hand for 5 or 6 rounds, then I know that I need to cut them out of my deck.
that was a fun episode. That
Yeah,
talking about Aldia.
yeah. Chad's good people. So it looks like I'm going to defend there with Thranduil. I mean, it's almost like this. Oh, forest. The way it looks like it says forest shrimp. The forest shrimp is the shadow card there. Um, and so that's fine. And now I'm going to,
Yeah, discard Nenya.
yeah,
Thanks to the shadow effect of the forest spider, which is
right,
defending must choose and discard one attachment.
right. So it's funny because I we never plan any of this out. Like it's all played for real. So to choose Steward versus Nenya, you picked Nenya, but it was interesting that I put the Nath guide down. Like this is why the game's so awesome. I put the Nath guide down and do the thing with the with with the
3 people.
with the tree people, and then all of a sudden Nenya's gone. Right, so I got my use out of tree people before Nenya was gone, and I lost that lore resource. That's pretty good timing. That's it.
It
That's what we
was.
call a pro move.
No, that's what you call a fluke in
Yeah, it
David's
was
case.
just I was pretty lucky there. So I get to attack this guy for 4, but I don't kill it, which stinks. I wish that I could have because I'm draw through my
And
deck a
as
little
you
bit.
say, 3 damage.
Right. Yeah, there it is. I've also learned that the font is also a little distracting, so I changed the font in my later later live playthroughs. So that's good. But I also learned to put my cards in hand there, and then so that everybody can see what my cards are in hand. There's the Galathrim Weaver. Oh, look, so yeah, speed it up. Speed it up. It's boring.
Yeah, and I think I also told you just to leave cards like the Steward exhausted for the fact of just saving time during the readying.
Right. And that was nice because the Weaver gets to put a card back into your
Deck.
deck. So that was a good way to save Nenya. So I think
If I remember,
there's 3
if I,
copies of Nenya, so you're able to get to it.
if I remember rightly, it's the top card of your discard pile in your deck.
Right. And so I can.
And there's the Nath guide again.
There's the Nath guide, and I'll probably target Celeborn with him or with her, and then so I'm going to be able to quest for a boatload here. I think I put 3 progress or 2 or 3 progress on the first round, so this is great. Yep, see, I must be pointing at Celeborn there because I'm going to use the Nath Guide's enters play ability on him. Celeborn is a beast. Can I just tell you that Celeborn is a beast among elves? I don't know of any other elf that can do just about everything. And Celeborn can do it. Celeborn can attack and defend and quest. I mean, the 3 questing points are amazing, but he had like it's pretty good. And so then when you couple Celeborn with Galadriel, then add that when allies interplay, they don't exhaust a quest. Like you're just questing for a ton. Like it's one of the reasons why I love the deck. It's just so much
Not
fun.
Not to mention Caliborn's boost to other Silvans that enter play.
And there it is. This is it. This is the reason why. This is why it was awesome, is because like the Necromancer's Reach deals 1 damage to each exhausted. Nothing's exhausted. I quested for a ton, and I still get to do the damage. I still get to do it because nothing died of that awesome ability for
I think you quested for 7 there.
right. Plus I can add Galadriel if I wanted to. Yeah. And
No, you can't. You got rid of Nenya.
Oh yeah, right. So I wonder if I'm going to use. I should have used her to draw a card.
I think I remind you to do that.
Nah, who knows?
We'll find out if you exhaust her or not.
Right. Did I not? I must not.
No,
have. Oh, you know what I forget to do? I think I forget to draw cards here. Oh wait, no. I'm thinking of a different.
You're thinking about traveling to it. Do I travel? Do I not travel?
I know those two threat locations are just always crazy for me. Like 2 threats, like the I don't know, just the hard part. So this guy's attack goes back down. So back to 2 threat locations. I go down to 2 threat because it's like you can leave it in the staging area and that's not going to add too much. But if you get enough 2 threat locations, you're screwed. So, what do you do? So I always favor on the side of keeping my staging area clean as opposed to worrying about the stuff. I don't know why I attacked with the Nath Guide. Oh, because I can't draw cards. So it doesn't really matter what I attack with.
Yep.
So I think I just attacked with the Nath Guide just to be, I don't know, stupid. So I can't draw cards, so I should have used Galadriel's ability. Look, there I am. Yeah, I'm trying to use ability, and you're like,
well,
and you're like, nope, can't do that.
Let's see if we
I
remember.
know there it is, back on top.
Go.
Yeah, I could use it. I could use it to lower my threat still.
Yeah, and I think that's what we end up doing.
Yeah, probably.
Because we're busy talking about it there.
Right, there I am. I'm pointing up there. That stupid location. Stupid. Right, my round counter. I never keep track of rounds. I wonder if people out there keep track of rounds.
I generally try to.
Yeah. Why do you keep track of rounds?
Mainly just for to see how me deck, because I keep a log of all my decks and what the score against certain quests.
Oh, okay.
Using what the original rulings for score. Like rounds equals times 10. And
right.
It's just a fun little way for us to see how much progress a deck's made if I'm using it for tweaking purposes.
Right.
And I mean, no 2 games are ever the same, so it's always going to be varied.
Right. Absolutely. And it's a good way. I guess keeping score is a good way to, like you said, to see how well a deck gets better, but also it's a good way to, like, if you modify it, how good it is over time. Like, you can see if it's getting better. You play a deck 5 times and you look at the score, and then you do play the same deck, modify it, play the deck again. I don't know. It's like you can see if it's getting better or worse if you're going to do that against the same quest all the time.
Yeah. And generally, when I'm deck building, I'll play the same quest maybe 2-3 times.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a close one or not, I'll play it 2 or 3 times, make a note, and then alter it.
Right.
See if I can make it better and see what happens. If not, I'll revert it back.
Random discard.
Isn't it discard 2 cards or discard 1?
The first player must discard 2 cards from his hand at random.
Okay. So wait, I guess I only. How come I didn't clear the quest? How many points are on the first quest thing?
8.
8. Huh. I don't know. I feel like I should have. I quested for 2. I guess I was just trying to just try to turtle a little bit, I guess.
I
Oh,
guess so.
you know what I wanted to do, I bet? Oh,
Yeah,
Aurorian. I probably wanted to get rid of that location before I moved on to the next one, just in case.
yeah.
So that was probably the thought process. Again, decision points in this game are so exciting. So Olorien definitely good in a Sylvan deck. Not vital if you're running Steward of Gondor though. Um,
But
the
always nice to have.
It's always nice to have. It's fun. It's fun to play.
And you're talking about playing the minstrel, but you can't because of the fact you don't have an Enya.
Right. That's a stupid discard an attachment you control.
Well, would you have rather discarded Steward?
Well, in hindsight, it probably wouldn't have been a horrible thing because like it hasn't really helped me much. I think I have 5 resources on Gladriel right there.
Well, yeah, that's because you did the silly play of putting it on Gladriel.
Right. So now I'm deciding how much am I going to send to the quest here because not that the stage 2 is horrible in this, but I'm going to lower my threat and draw a card. So this is the power of Gladriel is you get to, oh, what is that? The Elven King. There's my proxy for the Elven King.
Like I said, you had a few of them in there.
Right. So.
And now you're doing this slightly out of play, but you'd already.
Well, I didn't commit to it. I didn't commit. I talked about it, and then I was like, no, back up to planning. When you're playing solo, you can do that stuff. You just like, oh wait, I haven't done it yet. So.
And I think that was actually down to me because we had nothing in the staging area, and you had no use for Gladriel, and I said, well, why not just use our ability? You might be able to draw Nenya or something.
Right. What did I just draw? Forest Gate.
Forest Gate.
That's fun. Okay, so
Well,
it's 2
cards.
Yeah, that's 2, and Necromancer's Pass has 2 quest points.
Progress.
Yeah, I think I cleared the quest. Now we're going on to the next one. I bet you I'm gonna have. Oh, look at that really big. Look at those eyes.
Look at all them spiders.
I know something. You don't know what they are.
I'm guessing spiders.
Yeah, I mean we know what they are, but it's not like you can see their bodies or anything. And it's interesting because in the books, right, they were told to stay on the path, and so there's the path, and the quest cards fork in the road. So like it's kind of neat.
Yeah.
That they're staying on the path and trying to figure it out. So.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. And so this is funny. This is another. This is a game made decision point as opposed to one of our own decision points. But after you clear this, you have to decide. You have to randomly choose a quest card 3 to go to. So you have to decide if you want to. It's not decide. The game's deciding for you, I guess. But those 2 things are crazy. Did I forget to draw my 2 cards? Draw your cards. Draw your cards. That's the thing. Okay, I'll play the minstrel. The best part about the minstrel is it allows you to draw the
an event from a top 5 cards of your hand.
Yeah, so you can get some sort of event, and then that just speeds up everything.
Especially if you get 3 people at this point.
Yeah, except I don't have the lore resource.
True. Then how do you play the minstrel if you don't have the lore resource?
Thranduil doesn't need a resource match.
Yeah.
You don't need a resource match, so
yeah.
Right. So it whiffed. That's always frustrating. I said that 40% of the deck is events at this point, and then I with 40% of the deck as events, I should not have to whiff if I play the minstrel, but.
Yeah, well, he's almost getting as bad a reputation as Weatherhill's Whiffman.
Yeah. Yeah, well, right.
Who whiffs on bringing the signal cards to your hand every day.
Right.
There you go, Nenya.
There's Nenya. That probably made me really happy because I just got really happy looking at me playing this. And so I was like, great. I still don't know why I'd put Steward on Gladriel. Oh, look, I forgot to raise my threat. It's funny, Albert, the little that's actually a finger puppet. And so Albert is somebody we got the Smithsonian Institute right before we started the whole Card Talk series. So I just put him on my boom mount, and he's been my rules guy ever since. And he makes surprise appearances in in this year's Christmas episode. Remember, he had a little Santa hat on.
Yeah.
Along with you, you wore a Santa hat. Very briefly.
Yeah, I think it's yeah when you put it on my picture.
yeah. Well, it's good. So here I am talking about the setup here. So, I think one of the things you don't want to do here is overquest too much, because you only have to do 2 quest points. So you don't want to commit too much, and then you're stuck with a whole bunch of exhausted heroes. So, hey, yeah, that always feels good when those cards whiff.
So here's a question for you, David.
Yeah, sure.
Now that we've got the limited player box set, which is basically a new way of beginning quests, which do you prefer? The first quest in the limited edition 2-player edition, or Passage Through Mirkwood?
Yeah, so I actually...
I think it's the Oath.
Yeah, the Oath. Yep. I actually enjoy the Oath a little bit more, because I think the designers, what do I want to say? The designers kind of had a little more experience then when they put that out, building quests that work well together. And so those first 2 quests were, or not the first 2, but the quests, the Oath and the Caves of Nib and Doom, just work really nicely together, and it tells a story in 2 parts. So, and I think one of the draws of the game is kind of the theme and the so Beorn's Path. This is the one where you have to quest. The other card is the one where you have to fight off Ungoliant Spawn. But so yes, I like the 2-player starter a little bit better. I think that Passage Through Mirkwood has stood the test of time as a teaching quest, but maybe it's just because that 2-player starter is new. I don't know, but
we'll come back to it in 10 years.
Yeah, right. Did I just forget to do questing? Or to reveal? Did I reveal a card? Yes, I did. Okay, it was that one that discards all my archer cards. So I get all my event cards. So I get a Greenwood Archer, and now I get another copy of Legolas. Ugh, so crazy. Give myself resources. Now, if I'm good, I think I may be able to generate 10. Because Celeborn and Gladriel are 7.
Now, here's what I would...
And then the Nath Guides, and then... So I think I can get 10.
Well, what I would have done there before playing the Greenwood Archer is using Galadriel again, a readier. Use her ability, ready.
Right. And I've learned that since doing that. That Greenwood Archer is really nice. Because you can even use him later on. You can bring him into play using Thranduil's ability and ready Celeborn for another attack or another defense. So there's a lot of things to do. So now I'm questing the crap out of this. This is a YOLO quest. I think I'll be able to do it. So I'm going to quest with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Even questing with... Oh, because I have the Elven King on Celeborn, so I can ready him if I need to. So I think
with Galadriel's ability, you can do it, I think.
And guess what I'm going to do? Galadriel's ability to boom, straight through. It's a really good quest. I mean, I don't want to knock it and say that it's a bad quest. I think it really does a good job when you're trying to teach new people how to play the game, for what it does. Hey, 90 points! Yay! So, I don't know. It's pretty fun. I kind of enjoyed doing this. Kind of gives new life to some of these old videos that we have.
Well, new life, rebreathing life in.
Right. What's going on here?
I think you're just talking about the encounter there. Oh, I think you're busy splitting them up, ready for the next quest.
No, that's funny. I should have edited this right out, Heather.
Unless you're talking about something while we're doing it, while you're doing
Probably
it.
talking about the other quest card and stuff. So
But no, I think
This definitely is ideal for learning the game
mhm.
more than what the Oath is, because the Oath has some pretty nasty enemies in there, and it takes a little while to get your head around the mechanics of the game. But I'd definitely say start with Passage, then probably go to Oath and build up slowly.
Yeah, I think that, and I don't think you're going to be wrong either way, right?
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're just starting out, that's the way I would do it. If you're not 100% sure on the mechanics of the game, if you're playing with like a veteran or somebody who's got experience with the game, then pretty much any of the beginning quests could work. Passage through Mirkwood, even Journey Along the Anduin can be a good teaching quest.
Oh yeah, Journey
Even
Along the Anduin may be the best teaching quest. Like once you get the mechanics down, Passage and the Oath are very good at teaching mechanics, and then to teach
yeah,
the game, you really want to go to and play Passage
yeah,
or not Passage, Anduin,
yeah,
and then Carrick, play Carrick.
yeah. Carrick's quite a good one. Um, for the opening quests, that and Hunt for Gollum.
Yeah, I don't mind Hunt for Column. I think it's a little fiddly because of the cards that you end up having.
I think that's more because of the design of. I think the reason I like Hunt for Gollum is the design of it, because it adds like two two new elements to it. Your Scribey encounter deck in both the first and second quest stages at different points,
Right.
and it gives you objectives that are guarded, which adds another element that's in the game. Yes, you get the objectives that are guarded in um, Escape from Dol Guldur, but um, beginning players, you might just skip that one completely because of the rating, how hard that rating is. I mean, it took you years to beat that one.
I know, because I refuse to build a deck specifically to beat it, and I don't know. I don't play multiplayer all that often, so I think
yeah,
multiplayer
for
that's not a horrible quest. But
for solo play, it's definitely one of the ones that you probably need to tech against. But for multiplayer, two and three player, you can pretty much breeze Escape from Dol Guldur. It gets harder with four players because of how many cards you're revealing. But for um, but if you're playing Nightmare, then it gets even more harder because you lose even more heroes.
right, the nightmare is a nightmare. That's pretty much how it works. Well, I think we should wrap it up here, and this was fun. I enjoyed doing this. Like I said, I think it is fun to go back and look at the decision points. And now this is Passage Through Mirkwood, some of the more complex quests, which is every other quest that's ever been released. It'll probably be more fun to talk about and see what is going on. And I think I will enjoy doing this with quests that I didn't play, to look at, like, if you and Ted play something, or if Ted plays something solo and records it, or if you play something solo and I just am looking. This one, I just felt like I knew what was coming up, and because I played it, but it's been a while since I looked at it. But it'll be fun to look at something
Well,
that I didn't have a hand in, to see what
Oh,
if what I do matches up with what actually.
well, that's the greatest thing about this game, because of the fact there's so much alternate stuff that you could have done in each round. It makes the decisions that much more interesting from other people's perspectives.
Yep. Well, let's sign off and call it a night. And next time we will we'll call from another quest. We'll see you later.